gives a fuck back before you're torn apart? Your pact with the devil ain't stronger than the holy arts. And don't be trying to bring that shit in here where we operate the knowledge that inspires your darkest fears. You sit there bragging.
Inspires your darkest fear. Chris, these are some great lyrics. Let me see what I don't own a tank top. I would never own a tank top. I do not wear tank tops. So the thumb is at the, just hit the one at the bottom, the one pointed this way, not the one pointed that way. If you don't mind. Thanks. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Today I was going to talk about, what was it? Oh yeah. Let me pull up the website. It's something I actually just recently learned about. I mean, I knew it in other forms, but explanatory style. It's also the story we tell ourselves. It's narrative. One thing that some therapy will do is help you to uncover what your narrative is and start to change it. Self-talk's another way you might know it. But there's this particular article on explanatory styles that I wanted to go over. Because especially in today, the day in the age of social media and mental health, it's basically the story we tell ourselves or how we describe what's happening or what we think is happening to ourselves. And they call that the explanatory style. It's you explain it to yourself. Our tendency to offer similar explanations for different events. When something happens, this is their quote, our explanatory style is part of how we process it, how we attach meaning to it, and how we assess it as a threat or a challenge in our lives. And there is a difference between the two. It's part self-talk and part self-perception. So it's perception, what we take in, and what we start to tell ourselves about what we take in. And it affects stress levels in multiple ways. So they've identified what they call 3 parameters of explanatory style. And their term for it is internality, stability, and globality. So there's 3 kind of axes that they look at this on. And there's no chart or anything. It's all text. Otherwise, I would show you a graphic. One of them is called stable versus unstable, and it's how you perceive how permanent a situation is. Do you experience something as this happened and it's always going to be this way, or it's never going to change, or oh, this happened this one time. I can compartmentalize it as this single event, and let's see if other things happen, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one of the kind of underlying ways that we can tell ourselves something about a situation that affects how negatively or positively we view it, by how permanent we think, like by how permanent any piece of data or any single event indicates to us that the situation might persist. The second one is global versus local. Is it something that is universal through your life, pervasive, they call it, or is it a specific part of your life? Like the example they give is like, if you have poor performance at work, do you perceive that as due to your inability to do the job well, which would be something global? Or do you perceive it as like, oh, I didn't get a specific amount of sleep for the last 2 days, which is more of a local issue? So when you're faced with a problem or a challenge, do you conceive the cause of it as something universal? I would say universal or global, or do you, like, can you contextualize a specific cause to it? That's another way that the narratives can diverge into positive or negative. And then the third one is internal versus external, which they call personalization. This is what I'm really big on. It's how much you see yourself as the cause of an event or not. And I talk about internal locus of control and external locus of control. And this sounds very similar. every single thing that happens to me every time I'm faced with an event, even down to the basic level of perception, and this kind of came in with the romantics of perception ceased to be something passive of us, just our minds taking in the world, and there was a creative aspect to perception where mixed in with all of the sense data we take in, was kind of our own biases or our own way of arranging that information that was personal to us, or even some of the stuff we perceived as sense data was actually added in by our own personality or emotions. So there was it wasn't just pure perception. Some of the perception came from yourself. And so anytime I'm in a situation, like almost instinctively, it's not even conscious, like the first thing I ask myself is, what's my contribution to this? How much of this is coming from me, whether perception or whether action, if it's an event? um I always assume some of it is like, or even if it's not, even if I'm a 100% innocent passive victim, I find that feeling very uncomfortable and intolerable. So I'm still going to find some way to find some way I can take control or take some responsibility for part of the situation, even if I'm 100% not responsible, because that's empowering. Like, what, even if, okay, I didn't cause it, but what can I do to take charge of it to where I have some control over the situation, even if I was initially at the mercy of an event? So, that's my natural narration style, is to start narrating the ways that I am contributing to the event or the perception or the experience, let's just say, and ways that I can start to actively participate in the experience to influence the outcome, which helps my stress. So anytime I'm faced with a challenge, I tend to be less stressful because I'm already aware of my role in the challenge and things that I have the ability to do to affect the challenge. The universal local one, this one's mixed. I think I have a lifetime pattern of kind of, hey, machine. um, hey, and Daniel Barry, you too. Good to see you. I kind of have this lifetime pattern of being the scapegoat and like never doing anything right or what the people around me want me to be doing. And so I have this imposter syndrome that I tend to narrate things through that lens. Like, this is just a fundamental flaw in me because of the neurodivergence or the culture or whatever that I'm just going to have to live with. And that's one of the influences on why, like, I'm not successful at work or with coworkers or social, etc. That there's just something about me. And so I guess in that way, I do tend to think on this global, universal side of the axis instead of the local. And I have to actively like work against that and find little ways to localize it. Like, it's not just you, it's this specific thing about you in relation to this culture or this work setting or something. And because of their background. So my instinct is to globalize it, but then I have to actively start to work on that narration and find ways to start to localize it, if that made any sense. And then stable versus unstable. I'm kind of a wait and see. I'm an empiricist and a rationalist, or I try to be. So I take a wait and see approach. So anytime I'm faced with new information or a new situation, I tend to observe and see what's going to happen. And the more information I could take in to fill in the picture, the better. So I'm very curious. I seek out information. And so as to how stable or unstable a situation is, kind of depends on me seeing what happens next. Like, I need more data points. So that's my first approach. But if it's something like let's go back to jobs or the workplace again. I have enough experience with the workplace here in the Pacific Northwest where now I'm just going to assume impermanence and instability. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to assume permanence. So like, in fact, I'm faced with this situation now. I've kind of been part-time job hunting, and I actually had an offer for an interview, and she gave her name, so I kind of looked her up and did some detective work. And she's young, she's white, she looks middle to upper class, like the exact stereotype of the. So I already have this picture in my head of how the interview is going to go. I'm not even sure I want to do the interview, and I already have the narration, I already have the story going of, what type of person she's going to be, the conflict y'all are going to get in from the start, because it's happened 200 other thousand times with people just like her up here. Like, I already know the pattern. This is a stable, permanent, enduring situation. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't even waste your time going to this interview. That would be an example of a tendency to narrate a situation as permanent and unchanging rather than like a one-off. And so here, I'll post the link. You can look at the article yourself and examine these, like look for these different tendencies in yourself, and then you can kind of see what your tendency to narrate situations are. So mine, depending on the situation, generally I don't narrate them as this is going to a forever thing. I generally wait and see. Is there going to be more of this? What's the pattern? I need to wait for a pattern. If I don't see a pattern, it was a one-off, and I don't automatically narrate it to myself as a permanent thing. As far as the global things, there are a lot of things I tend to globalize and attribute to just something fundamental or universal about myself or about the human species. But I do know how to start to expand that narration to see ways that it could be just situational or contextual or just for that one experience. And that does help the stress level. I do talk about like getting locked into that initial emotional reaction and then starting to bring in different perspectives and possibilities of what it could be to expand that kind of perceptual palette of possibility. And then that it kind of gives the emotions a wider channel to go into, so it's not so narrow and restricted, that initial perception. And then that helps the emotions kind of alleviate as well. And then the internal versus external, I'm very strong on internal, like narration, internal locus of control. What's my role in this, and how can I take control of the situation, whether my role is big or small or whatever. There's still ways I can use agency to master the situation. So I guess that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I thought of it especially in relation to conspiracy theories and the internet and kind of the black pilling and doomerism that we see around here, where there's a tendency to kind of universalize every piece of information or story or headline that comes our way, and to like make it seem like an unchanging thing. Like with Israel, it kind of does seem that way. They've been fighting there forever. I'm like, this is just another part of their pattern. This has been that way since they've been down there. It's going to continue to be that way forever. So I even have that tendency with some stories. And then to internalize or externalize a lot of it, like to either feel helpless and powerless, or to feel like, even if this is happening in the world, I have this I can do. I have these backup plans. I can at least control this part of my life, independent of what's going on in the world, etc. Okay, Frank, let me explain this to you. First, here is called corporate pride. I don't even go to them anymore. They're not even like the pride parades of old. What's a tube top? Is that the same thing as a tank top? I don't own a pride parade tube top. So you need to get your image of me out of your head. And this is what I got. Maybe I can do a chesty later. I'm going to bring on Chris now. Actually, I'm going to post the link, and hopefully Chris will see it and come on. And then maybe he will be able to provide us a chesty, which will inspire me to chest up. But that's the best I can do for you today, Frank. I still want my like. Okay, let me get this pinned up. I just posted the link. Open channel. There we go. So, Chris, if you're out there, I'll send it to you in the Discord too. Come on up. Alrighty. And then I peeked at the news. There was a Supreme Court ruling about something the way the Consumer Fraud Bureau is funded, about the payday loan places. They kind of said that it could continue to be funded the way it is, and I think that means the payday people didn't get the outcome they were looking for. Oh, okay. Well, I have to work on that. I'm not really a fashion person. I have some gays that help me with that. So I'll show them these comments, and I'll get with them and see if they can help me with that. Because I don't know what any of that is. Hey, Chris, what's up? You still with the fam?
Yeah. I was going to take the car to the place to get the code thing looked up, but it went away, so can't get a code look. I can't get a code look absent throwing a code, so hopefully it won't come back again.
You just gonna try? Are you driving home today or tomorrow?
I'm not sure. I know Lindsay's not feeling well, so.
Oh. What's up? What's going on?
Not that much. Just been playing with the baby all morning.
With the feeling well thing, like physically.
Oh, her? I mean, I don't know. It's just the same stuff she's going through all the time.
Oh, you meant her or you? I thought you said you weren't feeling well.
No, Lindsay's not feeling good.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's nothing out of the ordinary, though.
Okay.
Anyway, yep. Just put the baby down for a nap. She got woken up early by the dogs today, and I gotta tell you, I don't like dogs very much. I mean, I don't hate dogs or anything like that. It's like I'm not against people having dogs, but I don't like living with dogs, man. Especially big ones. I find them to be very obnoxious.
Well, hopefully you'll make it home and get some peace.
That's okay. I mean, I'm moving here eventually anyway, so maybe not to this specific house, but you know.
Well, you might end up moving.
Well, yeah, to Texarkana, it's like as we've been planning on for a while.
I thought you were waiting to see about that decision.
We have to. We have to wait for the decision to come through, but that was what we were planning on doing.
Oh, but even after the decision, y'all still might move down there.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the plan B, but the decision is y'all were just up there until the decision came in.
You know, if we don't have any money to move. So, I mean, it is true that once the decision comes through, we don't necessarily have to move anywhere specific. We could move to where Lindsay's parents are. We could move to Seattle. We could move to Florida. We could move anywhere we wanted, really. But I mean, it's just a matter of. But we're probably not going to drag our daughter away from her theater troupe and everything. That's the main thing. That's what she.
So you'll end up moving somewhere either way.
Yeah. But we're definitely moving out of the place that we're in right now. Definitely, yeah. I fucking hate that place. I can't.
So you just need a fridge, really, just to get you by.
Yeah, this is why I'm probably doing the rental thing. But Cynthia said she might have a line one, so I'm going to talk to her. I just have to measure I can't remember the exact measurements of that space. It's got a really, really tiny, narrow space for the refrigerator in that apartment, and it's like most fridges won't fit in it. So. The only reason I had the fridge that we had is because it's the only one that at the time the store that we were at that we were using that we had the credit with. It's the only one that would fit in the space we had. Even some of like the more basic, like old school, like just top freezer, bottom freezer, a lot of those are too wide. They wouldn't fit in the space. So we had to find one that was like a thinner like design. So I don't know what the I guess I can't remember what it was. It was years back. So. But yeah, other than that, but if that doesn't work out, then I can basically do like a rent out, like one of those rent to own places like Aaron's or Rent-A-Center or something like that. And literally instead of like renting it to own, though, we would just be renting it until we moved. So. Yes.
That was that's what he had said.
Texarkana, Texas is the same place that is REM sang used it in song lyrics at one point too. There's a weird shot in one of one of the middle seasons of Archer where like somebody drives a motorcycle into a town to a sign that says "Welcome to Texarkana," which I thought was hilarious. It turns up a lot of popular places.
Chris is from Smokey and the Bandit country, and I'm from True Detective country. We got the Southern Hollywood cinema covered.
There's nothing all that standoutish about this place except for the fact that the only famous there's two famous movies, both of the same guy. It was The Legend of Boggy Creek, which was about the Fouke monster, which is some sort of Bigfoot analog. And then you've got The Town That Dread Sundown, which is based on a true story. So an actual, it's like a serial killer only killed like 3 people, but apparently it was like a huge deal at the time. And
Yikes.
and so they remade both of those movies at different points. But I used to know that guy that made those movies though. I knew him a long time ago, and he started like this filmmaker club thing, and like I was like one of the people that ever showed up to it, and so I'd have like these long like talks and stuff with him. He was kind of a crazy dude. His name was Chuck Pierce. He's been dead for a while now, but he was kind of a wacky guy, but he was cool. He was still like stuck in like the really like this is like when digital and everything was coming out and like filmmaking equipment was getting less expensive and it was getting easier to make stuff. He still had his head stuck in like the days of like shooting everything on 35 and like doing everything totally on analog and stuff like that. Like and he had a real hard time like understanding how there would ever be a time when anyone would ever make movies that weren't shot on actual film, and done the way he did it, and which is a little frustrating to talk to him about because like there was like because he had access to a lot of stuff and like there was he actually had some contacts and stuff, but he wouldn't like he didn't want to like. He was like, well, we to make a movie, all we just have to get the money. We have to get the budget. I'm like, I don't think we need the budget you think we need to make. I mean, he made each of those movies for, in today's dollars, a few $1 million each, and I think Town That Dread Sundown actually made money, but which is what he lived on mostly. Boggy Creek 2 was a huge flop, though. That one really flopped and really it cost him a lot. I think it was a much more expensive film to shoot than the first one was too. So anyway, that's all just boring. That's the most interesting thing about Texarkana, besides the fact that it's on the border of Texas and Arkansas, and you can stand on both states at the same time. Ooh,
Well, cool.
Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it too. Anyway, how was your how was the rest of your evening? How much longer did you stream for?
Last night, I think we went about 2.5 hours.
After I got off?
I don't know. I don't remember when you left.
Like it was about
the whole stream went about
over 2 hours whenever I jumped off. So if it was just you must have jumped off right after
I'm going to do the evenings. The day streams are going to be more topic and discussion streams, and if we have guests and stuff like that, and then the night streams will be more third place, open panel.
Well, what kind of what is it? I couldn't, for whatever reason, I was having to keep the volume real low. I couldn't really hear until I put the headphones on. I couldn't really hear what you're talking about, like your narrative something.
Oh yeah, explain. I put the link. I'll see if let's see. I'll go find the link again. Hang on. Yeah, it's called explanatory styles. It's how we explain events to ourselves. And I think that there's definitely a contrast between the stories some people tell themselves about things and the stories other people tell themselves about things. Like when you see something in the news or on social media, the narrative that you start to tell yourself about. And it's very fast and not really conscious. You have to stop and kind of tease it out. Let me find the link. And some styles cause higher stress levels than others and anxiety. And so, like, one reason I think we have this social media / mental health crisis, which is really just anxiety and dread and angst, is because of
Ennui.
people's narrative styles. They're seeing all this stuff and they're narrating it in a very negative way. There you go. All right, Frank, what's going on in the Discord today? Are we we're supposed to do some more of that baby reindeer thing? Ugh.
How's that going?
It feels
Really
like a
bad.
job. Like I should get paid for it. It's
Yeah.
like Survivor is something I'm glad to do because it feels like recreation. Baby reindeer feels like something I have to do for work.
Well, that sucks. Certainly.
Yeah, but I'll get through it somehow. If Frank's even telling me that he don't even think I'm gonna like the movie, I'm just doing it so Barnabas and I can have our discussion.
He doesn't think you'll like what part of the movie?
The movie,
The
the whole
baby
thing.
reindeer thing?
Yeah, the series.
Oh, the series. Okay. I thought you were talking about like a movie because anyway, I was confused. So, but you've already watched like how many episodes you watched now?
Just two. It's just on like each episode takes you closer and closer to the edge of the abyss of dysfunction. So it's on like the second edge of the abyss. And Frank said like there's a big drop off from here. So I'm worried because it's getting very twisted and it's based on a true story. Yes, you're correct. I'm only going by what I was left with at the end of the last episode, and my premonition is there are not good things coming, and then you telling me it's about to get worse, like bad. It's too it could be right out of the Panelverse. It's two really dysfunctional people that happen to meet, and their dysfunction starts to take over. It's about what needy, lonely people will do. What lonely, needy people are willing to do to alleviate that loneliness, I guess.
No, I mean that's what there's so much art about that. That's a pretty broad topic for art in general. It's like I mean you could say that everything from Fight Club to
even your script was kind of
being John Malkovich, like anything Charlie Kaufman ever wrote, anything that like any of like most of my favorite movies are generally about that, are generally about like a search for human.
Well, this is like a really black,
connection.
Dark comedy, if it's even comedy, version of that.
Well, that sounds. I don't know. Sounds like the name is what turns me off. Baby reindeer.
I thought it was going to be a guy with antlers. Like when he said, "Hey, have you seen Baby Reindeer?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, because of the antlers." No, I haven't seen it yet. And when I found out it's about this twisted couple, they're not even a couple. That's the whole thing. Like they're not even a.
No, she's
stalking.
stalking.
And there was a trans person in last episode. He decides to try to date somebody other than her, even though they're not dating, and ends up on a date with a trans person that gets involved in the storyline, and so like some trans issues are coming up.
You'd like the name Nipples? Is that something from the show? I'm not sure I understand what.
Oh, you thought so? Okay, all right. Look at you, all caps. All right, 4 exclamation points. Sorry, Daddy. But I was just trying to like line up the day and figure out from Frank what we were watching, so I could wind this stream up if I need to, which it looks like I do. Hey, freak. What's up with you?
Yeah, freak. Bexx. Like, yeah, I have to say, Bexx, your new name is
La Reina Madre de Mexico.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
The reigning queen, Bexx. She's
Mexico.
Queen Bexx now. She's her own sovereign now.
As should we all be.
To an extent, I was watching a really good. In fact, I might show it as a topic tomorrow. It's So it was what's her face? Because I was gonna use it last night for my stream, and I saw that Flo had snatched the idea, so he must have been watching this stream. And I said, "Well, fuck it. There's no point in doing it now." But I was gonna do a picture of her and your hashtags and everything. I've decided I'm not a clout chaser and a numbers chaser. I'm really just to turn the camera on and talk kind of guy. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, and the numbers can do whatever they want. I'm looking for a part-time job anyway, so if I get that, then it won't even matter what the numbers do.
What's
The stream.
what's he saying? It's so depressing. I did a Barlamore episode.
He did an episode yesterday on the local Baltimore election results, and I even looked at it. I'm like, "Oh, how exciting! Let me go run to see that one." But honestly, I'm clowning my own self because Midbro is like he could talk about anything. He could like do a video on how to cook rice, and it would be entertaining just because he brings his own personality to it. Speaking of.
Yes, keep talking good about me. I need more of that in my life. Don't let me stop.
You really? But I want it to be authentic, not just like narcissistic supply. What I'm saying is genuine feedback.
I appreciate that.
But I don't want I don't want you to get the big head either, which I don't think you're in danger of because you have like chasms of insecurity running through your psyche at the same time.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's up? I didn't mean to start psychoanalyzing you.
No, that's fine. I can't hide from you. Yeah, it was kind of depressing that I had the two best stream, like just like barely even 10 at the same time. You know what I mean? Just like nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
And it's pretty topical. It's there must be some Baltimore people.
Were you promoting it in Baltimore place, like on Baltimore Twitter? And do you know that the other day when you streamed from here, you have 17 Twitter followers and you somehow had almost 30 people watching you from Twitter?
That doesn't. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's active.
You think it's
viewers.
bots? I think it's the little porn bots that like it.
Yeah, I have Twitter's stupid because I'll get like. Basically, I think you just followed me, I think, but I have like no real followers, and I always get like these porn scammer pictures. And if you look at it, these porn scammer bots, they follow like 4,000 accounts, and they have like 10 followers, maybe. Just like stupid people.
I block them the minute I see them. I block them the minute they like something or try to follow me. I block them.
Yeah, it's like a
You're
whole.
Right. I wonder how seriously to take the Twitter numbers.
But Twitter, it just counts like as a. I don't know. I mean, no one comments. Same with Rumble. I wonder if Rumble is full of fucking bots too.
No one.
It's very rare anyone will comment, but usually you get some views on there. But I don't
know if you know this, but on my stream, you had 3,300 other people watching because there's a certain YouTuber that streams my channel to his and then comments on us. And so you're on that too. You have a whole hidden invisible audience of shadow viewers.
On who? Harrison Butker?
No. On that video. On the stream we did about him. That stream was restreamed. Any one of my streams has the potential to be restreamed to this other channel with 3,300 viewers.
Who is it?
But it's a trash channel where they just trash the people they're streaming and they talk about them. But it's still viewers.
Is it that dickhead? What's his name?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Insanity Machine, as I call him.
Oh, yeah.
So
you had those viewers too, but those numbers don't show up on StreamYard. But they are.
I'm not convinced all of his followers are real. I think he invents a lot of his like audience. So
well, Daniel has spoken. I've never seen The Wire, but I've heard the same thing. I've heard that about all the southern cities: New Orleans, Atlanta, St. Louis. Mobile.
Yeah, I know that guy. Actually, he's around the same streets. Yeah, he's just kind of a whatever. I think we all feel the same. But no, I only got like, I was hoping that that would pick up. Harrison Butker, that's his name. I got like 68 views total.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
That one deserved more views. That video alone. Plus, we got
Oh.
commentary and reaction from a broad range of panelists. That was worth more views.
How many views did you get? I think you got more views than me.
Oh, let me look. I never look at my numbers. Let's see.
I even put a thumbnail on it. Check out my thumbnail. It's like real YouTube-y. It's kind of.
Oh, did you have an AI make it, or did you make it?
No, I made it. I still haven't used AI yet. I'm scared. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm a boomer.
White Man's Guide to Voting in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
That was good.
Do you do your own graphics? They're really good. I like your overlays.
Branding. I do. I do. I had to learn how to do it. I had a friend doing them there, but he left because I know him since like sixth. No, I knew him since sixth grade, and he's like a professional family man, something or another. And then I did this show about Nikki Haley, just trashing her, and he's like, "You're a misogynist." And it was kind of.
Oh, was he not? Like, is he feminist?
I think he was upset. I think his wife got mad at him, or maybe I'm a piece of shit. But either way, he.
No, I can see why people would think you're a misogynist. I don't take you that way.
Yeah, I got a hate comment because yesterday I was talking about, the white man's guide to voting in Baltimore, and it's why not? Why not? Like every other race or ethnicity is like, oh, we need more women of color as mayor. We need more women. Remember when Hillary Clinton came around? It's time for a woman. Is like, is it? Is it really? Is this the one? Just vote for her because she has a vagina. And so I was going over who to vote, and I was like, I don't want a woman as a leader because I don't. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Just like women can say it all the time.
Well, I don't want a woman supervisor. I'm scared to.
Yeah.
I have a job interview with the woman, and I'm scared to even go on the job interview with her.
It's awful. It's just awful dealing with that. Even women hate working with women. They'll tell you.
I've heard that before from women. I've heard. I have 106 on the one from yesterday. What did you say you had? 60 something.
I had 68, but I only did that when I was there segment. So I was just in and out, but that's trending. This Harrison Butker. Make sure you put him in the title.
I did.
Maybe I need to.
In hashtag, I did put him in the title.
Pull up my thumbnail.
I want him to come on the show.
Clever.
Oh, you mean show it off? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's clever. It's very like memey. What is the word I'm looking for?
It's hard to show it because when I click it.
Okay.
So it only shows small. Do you have a larger version of it?
Let me work on it.
You can share it on your screen, and I can.
Yeah. Let's try that. Yeah, it's fun making these thumbnails. Honestly, I mean, this one's not like my best, but
maybe we could get a little production team going and share talents.
I guess that doesn't come up. I mean, I can make you a thumbnail from time to time if you like them. Let's see here.
I don't enjoy doing any of that stuff. I hate art. I hate making. I love art. I hate making it.
You're just a consumer. That's fine.
Well, an aesthete. I guess in this day and age, you can call it consuming.
A consumer of art. What, you don't like that word?
There's this high spiritual art to consumption. It's not just ingesting media.
All right, let's try this. Hold on. I'm going to present the screen.
Oh, Bexx got 104, almost 150 because she streamed the same one to her channel. Wow, and you just started your channel? You just like revived it? And you already have 150 views? Oh, wait, no, this is not the one I was thinking of. Masculinity is not toxic. I love this one. Is that you?
Yeah.
This is good. So it's like 3 layers. It's her, him, and you, and then the text.
Yeah.
Did you do Canva? Is that what you used?
No, I use Wondershare Filmora. I have a bunch of failed YouTubes. I have a failed cooking show. I have a failed music channel. I have like a failed social commentary channel.
What are you trying to do? Let's make you one that doesn't fail.
I think
Like,
I want to do a cooking show where I just fail at cooking. Like
I want to do a
thing.
comedy
It'll just be
show
like a
where I'm the
comedy-
world's
like a
least
comedy
funny
thing.
comedian.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
We all
What is
have
it?
ambitions. We should help each other achieve those. A failed cooking
Yeah.
show, an unfunny comedian, and a show that finally doesn't fail for midlife.
Yeah, no, I'm going all in on this one. My music channel and my cooking channel. Okay, so I've got this story, man. I had this woman. Okay, confession time. Are you ready for this?
Sure, we do that here.
This woman, and I know that all men say that their ex-girlfriend is crazy, but this is not that, right? This is beyond. We live together. And
I already believe you.
Like a beta cuck simp. I moved in with her. She did make more money than me. It was quite embarrassing, but that was the fact of the matter. I was in love, and we just tried, and then she
Was
kicked me
there a
out.
power differential? Like, was she conscious? Like, did that create a consciousness in her that she had more power and more control in the relationship?
I think it was just my insecurities. I think it was more me, honestly. But ultimately, she kicked me out, and then she started. She
kicked you out. How long were y'all together?
Like 4 years, maybe lived together for like 2 or 3.
Was it abrupt or gradual? Like, did
it was abrupt.
Out when she kicked you out? Was it? Did you do something?
No, but I need to tell you the story because it's quite unbelievable. But it is in fact true.
Or do you want to save it for the Netflix series? You could make a series off of it if it's worth
actually it's kind of related to that. But I'll just tell you, like in the end, she like emails me and harasses me and stuff, and then this is what she said. I got a summons from the cops. This is when I know she was really crazy, right? And it was a restraining order against me, okay? And I didn't contact her at all. Now, I know this sounds unbelievable, but let me finish. So I had to go to the cop station, and then I got the summons, and it said that me, my brother, and my brother's roommate drugged her with heroin and poppers and gang raped her. And she said I did everything under the sun, and she had kids too. I don't, which is another huge mistake of me. But I'm just I need to fight my inner simp. What can I say? And she claimed this, and then so it's like I had to call my brother. I was like, "Hey, bro, you know the girl that you've seen like 4 times that I was dating?" He's like, "Yeah, can you come to court with me?" And hey, roommate, can you come too? Because she's accusing us of gang rape. It wasn't criminal; it was civil. Due to this thing, and of course she didn't show up, and then it's quite shocking. I thought she was just a vengeful, nasty woman, but she's actually not, because then she started emailing me, and she apparently started a TikTok, and she had this new Instagram, and she has concocted this story in her mind that she is married to a famous musician named Diplo. She says that her kids are Diplo's kids. She says that Madonna is my cousin, and I married my cousin. And when me, my brother, and my brother's roommate gang raped her, Madonna was there. And we live streamed it, and Hunter Biden masturbated to it. She claims she has one of Hunter Biden's children. She claims her mom is Joe Biden's mistress. Right? I mean, that's
I would think it was hilarious, but
I was not prepared for this.
It's too close. It's too close to what I went through. That you're all suddenly schizophrenic.
Imagine living through this, and then I'm like,
I did. I lived through it for 4 years.
It's awful, but I didn't expect it to happen, and then it's like, thank God she kicked me out, right? Thank God. But there were signs before. She was like, oh, so she was allegedly AB negative blood type, which is the rarest. Which I don't know how the fuck she knows that. I guess you can find out.
It's easy to know your blood type. I think some people have it on their birth certificate.
Sometimes on your driver's license.
They type you as a baby.
Oh, okay. Well, either way. And then she's like, but my dad isn't. And then she's like, my dad's not my dad. And I was like, well, I mean, that's possible. Your mom could be cheating around. And then she's like, my mom's not my mom. This is like,
you talking to her this whole time while
no,
okay.
Not at all. But I'm just trying to recount the signs of her going crazy. Like, she was always a little weird. She liked tarot cards and all this bullshit. But then, like, now she emails me. She called the board of education on my sister, who's been a teacher for like almost 30 freaking years. She claims that my sister and my nephew are uploading PDF child videos onto her computer. It's freaking insane, and she's involving my family. Like I really have compassion. It's like I want to just hate her, but I can't because she's completely effing crazy.
No, yeah, she's actually schizophrenic, dude.
Yeah, and but the and it's crazy. She was a high functioning freaking lawyer that earned a lot.
Oh wow!
Right. And
my wife never had any signs of it until she was nearly 39. Never had a single break or anything. There was like slight signs, but nothing that was ever like, but it's kind of thing you kind of think we all chalk up to, women be crazy kind of thing. And then suddenly when shit went down, man, it went down real bad. And it was like, and I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what schizophrenia was. I didn't, she told me that she was leaving me for, what was it? Harry Styles and
she's obsessed with celebrities and actors. She thinks Jared Leto is stalking her and raping her. Like she posts this shit all the time, and now she's freaking like if there was something I could do to help her and not get involved,
did she help? Like
what?
Did she get help, or is she still out there?
She posts her life all the time.
No one in her family is trying to help her. Like
she has and she'll post it and like she won't post for a while, and she's like, my mother thinks I'm crazy, but she's a crazy bitch, and she put me in the psych ward. My mom needs to go into psych ward, and she'll come out right now. She is freaking.
She won't take her meds
at some point.
Huh?
She did end up somewhere at some point. It's just
she's been inpatient.
Like how competent they are.
Yeah, that's true. Like that. My wife was inpatient 2 or 3 times, and they didn't do anything for her when she was inpatient. And it wasn't until we found her a individual psychiatrist that actually gave her medication that actually helped the psychosis. And then she literally woke up like a normal person the next day. But I mean, that is unfortunate. It is an outlier of an experience. Most people do not have that easy of a time finding a medication that works and one that works consistently. And but I mean, there's a lot of promising drugs for schizophrenia on the market that are coming out. There's a lot of injection-based ones that supposedly once you get it built up in your system, you only have to take one. You have to take like one shot over 6 months or something like that. So it's really good for people that are like really adverse to taking medication, right? Because like a lot of schizophrenics, like one of their main paranoias is that the drugs are poison. So
yes,
the drugs are poisoning them, so they won't take the drugs, and it doesn't take much, even if the drugs are, and especially if the drugs aren't helping all the way. If they haven't got the dosage adjusted right yet, and they're doing like the wait and see approach and everything, and they're like, well, let's give it a couple of months or something. Well, like a couple of months, if it's not effective enough, then more than likely they're gonna stop taking the drugs, and then they're gonna go.
I mean, listen, dude, I was a RN for over 10 years. I worked in the ER, worked in ICU. We get them psych patients in, them SI patients, and I'm not like I was never a full-time psych nurse, so I'm more of an emergency nurse. But we'd have to deal with them fresh off the street, so I have a bit of experience there. But sure. You can't force people like they used to in the 80s, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Like bring that back. Nope. Lock people up.
I don't think that was the best model either.
It's better than this. It's better than this crazy woman going around posting my name, posting my address, and saying that what I'm doing to children, posting my dead father's name, saying that he is he's like a Jeffrey Epstein type character. Like it's insane.
Have you tried to do anything? Like have you reported it or anything? Or you don't want?
Yeah, I tried to get a restraining order. They wouldn't give it to me. My sister tried to get a restraining order. They wouldn't give it to me.
Why?
Because she doesn't make a complete direct threat, and you can't sue her unless you can show damages. I don't really have damages other than it's just like ruining my life. Huh?
What about harassment?
Yeah, I didn't think you needed anything to get a restraining order just because someone's bothering you. Maybe it's different in your state though. It is a state by state thing. So in Texas, you get a restraining order just because someone sneezed.
No, you can get an emergency petition right off the bat, but it only lasts until then. You have to go to court. And now I'm like an expert because I've been through this bullshit. But they wouldn't finalize it. When she did the one against me, she never showed up, right? And now, keep in mind, she was a high functioning, successful lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And now
is she still performing law?
No, she's a homeless, crazy person on the streets,
Right.
going from Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi and posting it online and falling apart, looking smelly, looking crazy, and just like, this is a person I used to lay down with and tell that I loved, and now she's a crazy bitch who just talks about me, Jared Leto, her ex-husband, her mom, Madonna, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, like nonstop.
Dude,
And Diplo. Diplo is apparently she's married to Diplo, and she always says she's pregnant like, all the time. And it's freaking insane. And it's like, yeah, I have a wonderful woman in my life now, but I mean, what a package deal. It's like, imagine being me and then dating. It's like, when is the right time to tell someone you're dating, hey, guess what? There's a crazy person around. Has she tried to kill me? No, but you never know. You know what I mean?
Do you live in fear, or is it just something in the back of your head?
It's not. In the beginning, I was really scared because I didn't know she was like crazy. I thought she was just a vengeful kind of puta. And, I'm unsophisticated, kind of low class. And she was like of a higher kind of caste, a lawyer. She was a freaking prosecutor, dude. A prosecutor. Okay. High functioning. So that's a bit, that's intimidating for someone like me, or anyone for that matter. And especially, America hates men. We know that. So I was scared at first, but now I have so much evidence. And also, she actually sold the house that we lived in. And my lawyer got in contact with them because she is incessantly pestering them. And I actually talked to the new owners of the house that I lived in with her. And they said, get this. And so remember, she was into tarot cards and all that, like root work or whatever the fuck she called it, all this weirdo shit. And she said, the new owners of the house said, when we moved in, there was a jar with human feces and used tampons in it with like name tags wrapped around it. And I, of course, was lucky enough to have like a feces in a jar with my name wrapped around it. And they put it, could you imagine buying a house, moving in, and the owner left that for you? And she's been pestering them ever since. And we're all trying to like just protect ourselves and get this woman.
Kind of baby. I've only seen 2 episodes, but this
is like that. It is like that
level. I don't know, Frank. After this, I don't know how I'm going to watch Baby Reindeer after hearing all this shit. I can't take double doses of it in one day.
I mean, I never had to deal with like anything like the jar thing, but I've definitely dealt with all the rest of it.
I've had the guy up here was definitely mentally ill. Like, it was scary. But it was more, a lot of it was like sociopathy, but it was like a mentally ill sociopath. So that
what episode are you on?
It was like evil insanity.
What episode are you on?
We would be on 3 if we.
Dude, it hasn't. Let me just tell you this: it hasn't even started yet.
No, and I'm already like not wanting.
This thing is insane. So put on your big boy pants.
I don't enjoy watching.
Well, if you can't make it and you're a sissy, that's fine. I understand. I mean, I'll just call you a sissy from now on.
Oh no, dude, I work in mental health. It has nothing to do with emotional or psychological fortitude. It's completely aesthetic. It's
what
not
show?
a genre.
What show is this?
Get pleasure out of. It's
Baby Reindeer. You got to watch it on Netflix. It's a series.
Baby Reindeer, y'all. We're watching it on Discord because Midlife and I are going to do a discussion on it, and whoever else that we'll do a panel on it.
But
it's a rough watch.
Yeah, I haven't turned on Netflix for a long time. I think the last thing I watched on Netflix was the Stranger Things TV show. Because
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, because
the 80s.
Yeah, just anytime anything, like I think I watched Dark Knight the movie, and then I watched Stranger Things the TV show. The reason was because they had moved so much into the popular ethos that I felt like left out. So I was like, all right, let me just like, because everybody's like, you don't know about the Joker and all this type of stuff. So I was like, all right, let me just go and watch this movie. And then Stranger Things, it seemed like it was a lot into the popular ethos. Like it was like one of the shows that everybody had seen or some shit.
I tried to watch that and I felt like it was for kids. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
At risk of saying something too mature for that. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say, but maybe that's what it was.
Well, I thought it was for kids, and then like 2 seasons in, like they started talking about MK Ultra and stuff, and I'm like, why the? So then I started looking into the show, and the show actually has a lot of weird like themes in it, like that are supposedly for kids, but I don't think they're necessarily made for kids. Like for example, they got like
Yeah,
this.
it's based on the Montauk Project and
Yeah, right.
stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, like some of
it's
that.
all real it's all real like real deeply rooted in like the lore behind the Montauk Project and all of the MK Ultra stuff.
Yeah, and
Um,
also like satanic groups that like actually like fucking like abduct children and stuff. So like some of it had to do with that as well. Because like the monsters in the show were like portrayed as these things that take the children,
yeah.
and they're also tied to the demonic realm. So the subtext of that was fucking weird because in the Montauk Project they said like they would do experiments on kids and stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, no, not that kind of demon. Sorry.
Right on. All right. So look, I gotta go. Thanks for having me. Thanks for all the hello to everyone in the chat. Jeff, if you want a thumbnail, I could probably make like one a week for you if you really want something there. But
yeah, I mean, just show me one if you want, and I'll see what you. I mean, whatever you.
I mean, you'd have to have an idea. I'm not just gonna like randomly make
I don't
shit for you.
know. Oh, like
Oh, well, then if you don't have a vision, then why should I?
I do. Chris and I are gonna talk when he gets back from Texarkana, and we'll come up with something.
Yeah,
He has some ideas he's been trying to do with the AI, but he can't get the AI to do what he wants it to do.
Well, Chris, hit
I
me up
don't
if you
like
want something. You got my
vision.
email, dude.
I'm just not graphic, Frank, but I definitely don't like vision.
You're not in the Discord, are you?
I am.
I'm a visionary.
Okay, just hit me on Discord. Just a Dear Clown class in there.
No, if you want something, just I don't know. I'm just saying I'm available for a little bit of thumbnails. If you don't like them, I get it. They're not like perfect. They're kind of like rough on the edges.
Any help.
We are definitely open to improvements. For sure.
I can definitely. You might be a lot better at doing that algorithm shit than I am because I'm terrible with, figuring out how to to make. It's like there's this part of my brain that just won't let me make something that's going to be
I mean, who made your new who made your new one? It's cool. It's awesome. Who made that?
The orange one? This one?
Yeah.
I made that with AI.
That was AI. Chris with the AI.
I made these with AI.
Dude, it's awesome. What's wrong with that?
We like it. That's gonna be our merch.
It took a lot. It takes a lot of prompting practice, but you can get there. It's kind of like it reminds me of how you cultivate different kinds of strains of whatever like 9 different vegetables we eat all come from the mustard plant, like broccoli, cauliflower, all these things like that, and they're all actually just part of the mustard plant. And the reason why is because they'd find like this one. So with AI, it's kind of like that. You find like this one like stem of like something it does, and you like focus on that. And you're like, hey, I want more stuff like that, and it'll start doing little stuff like that, and you have to keep it accentuating like the parts of the AI's creations that you really want to focus on, and you have to tell it to like make more stuff like that, until it gets to the point where it's actually
Bexx
where you
has a
want
tip. Adobe Express, apparently.
Yeah, I've got Adobe Express too, and you can do some and the thing I really like I haven't installed anything Adobe on my desktop at home, but the new Adobe Premiere apparently has like an ability to do AI clips and stuff like that. You can do unlimited number of AI clips.
I think I'm gonna start I think I'm gonna start doodling things and then taking pictures of it, just like putting that as a thumbnail. All right.
Yeah,
that might be your niche, dude.
Yeah.
Did you guys see how the AI was like anti-white? Did you catch that one?
I experienced it myself. I talked about it on stream. I couldn't get to make two white. I couldn't get to make 2 white guys that were like feds that were like Men in Black. Like I wanted like something that looked like these stereotypical like white detective guys, and it refused to make them. It told me that I was being basically. It didn't say I was being.
You gotta
racist,
type in.
Was saying.
Yeah, you gotta type in the command. We was Vikings. That'll work.
It's insane. It's insane. Dude, that would be a great clip, man. I don't know if you guys do clips, man. That would be dope. But anyways, I gotta go. Thanks as always. I'll see you when I see you. Let me know when you're done with Baby Reindeer. We'll meet up. All right,
Yeah,
peace,
we'll be watching it in Discord after this. So anybody
peace
wants
to the
to join
panel in the chat, and long live Exiles. And
suffering available for all. Don't make us suffer alone. Come
Yeah,
on.
nice to
Absolutely. All
meet
right.
you, friend. Yeah.
Peace.
What
Peace.
what part did he say to clip? Because I want to try that new StreamYard feature they supposedly have where you can
No, like if you
mark
clip
clips.
No, if you clip his experience, like, but if you, it's better if you clip it during the whole brouhaha in America. Do you know what I mean? Now it's not timely. I mean, it still might work, but
Yeah.
do you understand what I'm saying? But anyways, all right, take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Never mind. I found the controls. It's very complex. It's nothing I'm going to be able to do impromptu like this.
I made a bunch of clips out of like the out of the Buck Angel episode and some other things, but you know, I sent them over to you. I think
I'm not a I don't like I don't like doing thumbnails and graphics and clip like that little precise technical manual graphic stuff. People enjoy it.
I could just
People with
post.
a certain
I
type
could
of
just
brain
post it in my
enjoy that
channel.
type of stuff, and I have the opposite type of brain. I just find it tedious. It doesn't.
I mean, I could just post it. I could
doesn't
post it
feel
to my channel. I
creative.
didn't. So
The what?
I could just post it to my channel. I didn't. So it's not a big deal. Anyway, what's going on, machine?
Yeah.
The
Hey, machine. What's
machine.
up? Welcome.
What's
What's
up?
going
I
on?
made that. I made that song I was talking about, Shadows. You know.
Cool, man.
The one with Rant.
Yeah. With the original beat from Chris. So I got three
Cool, man. I
songs.
can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
You
I
want to
got
play it right now?
Ghosts, Bones, and Shadows. So I'm gonna make 3 more. The next one I'm gonna make is with the Toilet Bowl Earth beat. I stole a beat from Toilet Bowl Earth. I'm gonna use it to make a diss song for him. It's gonna be funny. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
if you you know, I think you have access to my whole like every beat I have on my Discord server. So you know, feel free to use anything you want. Like there's lots more horrorcore beats on there. So feel free
so
to fuck
far,
around with anything you see.
Yeah, so
A
far
lot of them are a
you've
lot
made
more
2 of
sparse
them.
too.
Yeah,
A
so
lot of
far
the
you
ones that
made
are
2
on
of
the
them.
Discord are a lot more sparse than the stuff that I sent you. It's a lot more like, you know, there's a lot more room for vocals. You know, it's not quite as structured, and some of my beats were a little bit had a tendency to be too busy, so that got in the way sometimes. But yeah, man, I can't wait to hear. Let's hear what it sounds like, man. Why don't you play it? Bring up the Shadows. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I have it on my Twitter. It's like I had to make like a little video for it. So yeah, wait
Cool. That's awesome.
till Jeff gets here and we'll play it. But yeah.
It's just not here right now. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was looking over at the thing. I clicked out of the window for a second.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the back. I'm gonna wait for him to come back. But yeah, Shadows. So basically, I'm gonna make an EP after I do 6 of them. So far you have credit on
2
of them, yeah. But also I'm gonna use 2 of your other beats, so you'll basically be 4 out of 6 will be yours. You know,
that's cool, man. I appreciate
yeah.
I appreciate you taking them out. I got
because one of them, I think one of them Mikey made off of the sample of this psyop movie that was made by the army, and then another one is Toilet Bowl Earth. So yeah.
Is it like you're sampling like stuff from like his streams or something?
Yeah, I like jacked one of his streams before he took it down, where he did a solo musical performance, and I'm gonna readapt it into a kind of a diss song. It's gonna be funny.
Sounds good to me.
But it's not really a diss. It's just kind of how I write the raps. They're kind of more just because they're kind of just horrorcore. So that's the specific genre. So it's really just
I never set out to make horrorcore. It just kind of turned out that way.
Yeah, that's what's funny about it, is that all your stuff just sounds like horrorcore. So it's funny. Yeah, it's like you didn't try to. Yeah, but I think there was like maybe like Insane Clown Posse type of influence him writing some of the rapping and stuff like that.
Oh, What You Got For Me, is that your song?
Yeah.
All right, hang on one sec. Hey, Bex, we're going to hear this Machine Lies premiere.
Excellent. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Bexx.
We sampled Paul Enslaved.
We are looking into the infinite right now. It never ends.
Oh, whoops. I have to play it, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Get the semi-top. Mike Myers with the Jason flow. Run through the city. Run through the city.
Vile kitchen specimens locked inside the freezer. I don't need you. I'm supplied by dried eyes clubbing up inside the ether. With hidden features, some advise me to talk to Jesus. Despised eyes sitting inside a pile of heaters for no regions where I plant the seed. Whether the thought of woman or mine, a village, I accomplish the devil's feet ahead. It's 100 to 0 while nothing, while your pride is just a judgment. Game of praise and blame. I'm the slave with drought inside and out where nothing remains. I cast away the stain and make my way to retribution. It doesn't matter what the skin I'm using, I'm beginning the movement. You Humpty Dumpty crack deck inside of mommy's tummy. I'm a raised prodigy, seeker, whatever your bastards want from me while I pull you inside a vertical inferno. Your skull is burning inside my Armageddon. What revolution in the dust of your depression of the oppression. I'm nurtured by the cursed vermin who show me their dread and fascinate me lately or bore me at your old risk. While the snake pit hisses where croaking toads piss. What I teach is bliss to your women and children. Still the words I teach are thought of as the next religion.
Get up off my dick. Stop stroking and looking lame.
To promethazine dreams and methylene screams. The redeemed intermittent vision of crystalline tryptamine, mezzanine king. Acetylcholine screen settles the clone in a burning petal. The furnace produces monatomic cores, a centrifugal orb. Spreading pestilence spores with a festering whore pattern. With a wave aggressive in a jaw. Now settle the score in the game of shadows. In the game of shadows. Now settle the score in the game of shadows. In the game of shadows.
I've been put over this shit. Sacrificing and putting in pain. You probably go snitch. Telling yourself with dirt on your name. I'm going back in. Take what I want and fuck with the game. Oh man, I need the headphone. I need headphone.
This is my RoboFlow.
How is my sound quality?
It's not as good as
I have a sound that you will never know.
Not as good. All right.
I can't fuck with these bitch niggas out here talking all that gangster shit, but they act queer. And if you listen closely, you notice something missing, the non-existence of the grit a nigga would have had if he had walked half the distance. Shots rang out, these ain't men, they pissin', turning the cross-country track sprinters, pack a lunch, pack a dinner. See, I'm ill with the silverware, not a single hair on my head, in fear or scared, standing still, Sicilian silverback, gorilla to compare, leave your face tattered from a smack, punches, crack bones, lungs collapse from 45-degree attack angle, stab wounds to the lower chest, coming up from the armpit to get past the vest.
And the plate carrier strikes from the shadows, much scarier.
Settle the score in the game of shadows. The game of shadows.
Walk through the forest in pure darkness, ain't no stranger to pain or suffering. Used to be heartless, took substances, awoke like a spiritual shaman, converted into a man from a murderous animal. Still walk, we got an army of all men. Enemies left in a bag of almonds. No teardrops rain when they say an amen. Won't be deceived into being evil, put it on them. They like narcs looking for drugs, I'm just like, nah, man. See, these bridges is running out of mana, the stamina is lacking. After the spells are broken, the shells will be clapping. Don't even matter if you see me, you smell me, what's happening. All you're left with is the black powder in the aftermath. In addition to however many copper-jacketed lead contributions I've decided to leave you with, there's my 2 cents, double tap donations to the grave. That's what happens when a slave thinks they are master and get on the internet and mentally masturbate.
The game of shadows. The game of shadows.
shadows.
Now settle the score. The game of shadows. The game of shadows.
Now settle the score. The game of shadows. The game of shadows.
The game of shadows.
I gotta get the headphones.
What? I ain't heard that one, Flo. Hey, I ain't heard that one, Flo.
I've been sitting on this for like a year.
Simon.
Shit.
This is my Robo Flow. I have a style that you will never know.
I like it. I think just like the other one. I think if you'll send me like your master tracks for it, I can do some mixing work on it and actually get it sound a little bit more like integrated, so like the vocals don't sit on top of the beat so much, so like they sound a little more like they're part of it. I definitely can help you out there and get it sounding a little. No, I mean I like the grit to it, but I don't want it to sound slick or too polished. But I think it needs just a little bit more, It just sounds like the track just it just sounds like the vocals are just kind of like just standing on top of the track, like kind of instead of like working with it. You can't really hear the beat.
Yeah, I personally don't know what Daniel Price is talking about. Like promethazine dreams and methylene screams. Come on, buddy. You don't think that's good?
The lyrics are very tight.
You don't think that's good? Like, let's see what you've written, Daniel Price.
Yeah, your lyrics are tight. I think the flow is good on the whole too. On the verses, your delivery on your little like referee of the Game of Shadows thing is a little odd sounding, but I think I can make it sound really cool. Like
the demon voice,
just as the way you just do the Game of Shadows thing. I think it needs to. I think it needs to sound a little bit more immediate, a little more upfront and immediate. It needs to sound less.
I think it needs more demons.
Yeah, and but don't worry. Like we'll work on it. You can send me like the tracks you use for the whole, just send me the whole Audacity file, whatever you're using. I can figure it out. I can figure out how to get it converted and everything. Like and one of these days I'm going to teach you how to use Reaper, motherfucker. You're gonna learn to use Reaper, whether you like it or not. Reaper's the shit. Reaper's the way to go. I'll teach you how to make beats with Reaper. Is what I'll teach you how to do. And once you see my technique for making beats with Reaper, you'll be so blown away by it. You won't even look at my beats again. You'll be like, oh fuck that shit, I can do this shit all day. Like the way I do make beats in Reaper is so freaking easy. I mean, it's still making beats. I'm still making them, but I have a workflow for it that makes it like so intuitive and so simple that like you can pretty much you don't have to like use pre-programmed drum packs or beats or anything. You can make a drum beat in like 2 seconds. You can just do you do so much cool shit, dude. I'll just give them we'll see on a screen share, like a Discord call or something.
Yeah, I want to
I'll show you what's
talk about this on Discord.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it. We're just listening. I'm just reacting to the song.
Yeah, thanks for proving once again that you have no rhymes and no skills, Daniel Price. It is what it is.
Hey, you ain't a real rapper, so you got some haters, man. So
the offer's open, Daniel Price. Anytime you want to come up.
You gotta have some haters if you want to be a rapper. You can't.
I've been wanting Hate Watcher. People tell me that that's another way to grow the channel. So that's another strategy I'm exploring. Although I feel like I should have way more than I do.
It's one that has limited growth potential, though.
What's up with the one eye? Like, what are you, Freemason? Like, this guy's dripping with whack juice. Even his picture sucks. He's got a normal name, Daniel Price. You're a lame-o, buddy. You're a fucking lame-o. Oh, I'm sorry you're sensitive. Oh, the machine cries.
Machine cries. You should change your name to that. The machine cries. It's fun.
Yeah, my video that I made in 2 minutes while you literally chatted on the internet. Yeah, okay.
I mean, dude, like, I mean, I put way more time and effort into like the tracks I did vocals on than I know you didn't. I mean, I'm not saying you didn't put any effort in. I can tell that you did a lot of effort in the lyrics, but like I spent weeks on a couple of those tracks I made, like just pouring over every tiny little like thing in them, and there's still and people still tell me that they're complete shit all the time. Like so, and maybe
And
they are,
Bex, feel free to
maybe
jump
they're
in
shit.
too. Welcome. We don't want to
I'm
miss your
here.
word.
I'm here. I always appreciate good wordsmithing. And then I think beats and tunes are subjective. There's always going to be people that are going to judge the music that someone else likes, you know? So
Yeah.
I think be creative. Anyone being creative, I support personally, you
Me
know?
too. And make good
I'm the
art.
kind of person
Be
I've been
creative. Don't
listening.
waste no crap.
Exactly. And I've been listening to like this. I don't know. I'm someone who can listen to the same CD off and on and more on than off for like longer than I should admit. I right now in my car, I have Indigo Girls Closer I Am to Fine, and that's been a go-to for a year at a time, every 5 years or so. I mean, that's why I have a CD player in my car, is so I can play my favorite CDs and sing along like I did in the 90s.
That is what we did.
But there's, I think we can, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know, it's kind of weird the grooves we can put in our brain. Like I was thinking the other day about how when I was studying in university, I used to listen to certain Enya CDs over and over, and I haven't listened to them since. But I'll bet you if I threw Enya in while I studied something now, it would just accelerate how I, you know, the learning thereof. That being said, I'm sure people with a stronger inclination to vary their music from day to day, you know, have way deeper grooves and better, you know, quicker responses to whatever it opens up in the brain, right? To each their own is all I'm trying to say. It's just where my neurodivergence is very safe. I like to watch the same movies. I like, you know, I definitely expand and watch things, but when I need, you know, I go back to the same olds in specific scenarios, and it provides some sort of safety and structure, I guess.
Yeah, I do too. I have my go-to art. It becomes a home. I have entire spread. I'm not kidding. I have entire spreadsheets cataloging all the music at any given point of my life, and very detailed release dates, recording dates, color coded, genre.
Like that shit in High Fidelity when he
So
organizes.
like, yeah, and I do that a lot.
organizes
Like when I want to hear a
biographically.
song, I'll do like what point of my life do I want to go to, and then I'll pick a song from that era, or I'll pick any song, and then it'll take me to that era once I start playing it, and so I can.
Yeah.
All of my memories are coded to the music that was from that time period. So through music, I have more access to my memories than I would without it. There you go. That's some wordsmithing. I'm glad we can offer all points of view here.
Yeah, you know, like Machine. Like I put a line in one of my songs that was like this the second verse to Murder Berkeley. It says
I think Frank's trying to get me to wrap up so we can go watch this.
It says we call it Labus Elixir 223 proof of, and I swear to God, I'll have to get another you damn cultist off my roof. I'm gonna scream real loud. Pee Wee Hermeticist. The word of the day is gonna come out. Is gonna spring off my tongue like a fist. I always thought that was like one of the dopest lyrics like unto I had written. By the way, it was just such a dope line. Like, and nobody gives a shit, you know. So it's like one of those things when you know, it's like you can pour your heart and soul into like crafting these like intricate fucking lyrics. They're so freaking like insane. Like some of the stuff that Aesop does, some of Aesop's lyrics are so layered and so freaking like densely worded, dense in ideas, dense in like in themes, and yet you know, like he's like he's pretty well known in the LA scene, I guess. Just like open Mike Eagle, you know, has a pretty big following there, but like, you know, he gets like pigeonholed as a conscious rapper and like and shit like that, you know. So don't worry about it, man. You know, trying to make rap that isn't sound like other rap, and it doesn't fall into those same patterns type things, it's always going to be met with extreme.
It's
Oh my
this or
God! Have you
baby
seen
reindeer.
the philosophy? You think the rap attracts hate? You should see
Oh yeah,
the philosophical views and opinions. they're
yeah,
literally
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little criticism for a little art. I mean, that's that's like that's actually funny, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to debate people on some of the ideas I have. That's actually the real thing.
Here's what I'll say to Daniel out there about I have zero problem with you saying that you don't like if I put music up to you, you say like, oh, you don't like my song, you think it's shit, whatever, I don't care. It's fine, you can say that stuff too, but you have to go further than that. Like, in order for me to respect your comment, you need to be able to say, okay, don't tell me it was trash, tell me why it's trash. Give me actual reasons, like what it
I
is
actually don't even care, because the critics,
Well,
there's like Bexx said, the art is basically subjective. But what I would like to what I would be embarrassed by is if Daniel actually had shit that was doper than mine. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm in shame. This shit is dope. But Daniel, you produce nothing. You're a critic in an internet chat room. There's nobody actually cares what you think. Like, you haven't actually figured that out.
I care. I
Yeah,
do
I
care.
guess. Yeah, you got Jeff who cares.
I care what my comments.
I mean, I'm just saying that, but sometimes even people that really aren't very. I've gotten feedback from people that aren't even all that musically inclined, or don't like rap, or the kind of people that you would think you wouldn't give a shit about their opinion from, and they inadvertently, or sometimes purposely, sometimes inadvertently, made a comment about something I made that actually like made a light bulb go off and made me realize that, wait a second, like that's something I'm actually, so I'm just saying, like, I always, anytime someone can actually give me specific criticism, specific feedback, I don't always take, doesn't mean because it's specific I'm going to take it to heart and I'm going to change everything I do to accommodate that. But I always want to hear the specific feedback. When someone telling you, to me, there's no difference between someone telling me like, oh yeah, your stuff sucks, I hate it. There's no difference between someone saying that and saying like, oh yeah, I heard it, it was fine, or yeah, oh yeah, I love your stuff, it's great. I mean, I'm sure it's more positive to hear that it's great, but at the end of the day, you learn nothing from that. And like, if you're, as an artist, we're trying to learn, we're trying to we want to hear the good things, but I always want to hear the stuff that I can do better, and like in like where I was like almost onto something, or where I was like where something was like close to being really great. I want to know those things too, and that's the thing you have the hardest time to find, because a lot of people just don't have a lot of people just, I don't know, they're just not mentally capable of delivering cogent feedback. Unfortunately, I don't know why that is.
I know that's one of the things that helped me growing up from my mentor. I had mentors that could deliver that, and I try to do that for other people.
Yeah, Jeff, and you are good at that, but I mean, there's very few people out there. I mean, in the world in general, like most people's like their entire thing they won't actually like.
It is hard to find though. Like I have a hard
Yeah.
time finding it for myself.
Something. I mean, I needed that. Like the very first time I ever made a beat, man, I made a beat that I don't know. It's one of those things where like in your head, I had made this beat, and I had been like sitting with the headphones on my laptop for 24 hours, basically trying to make a beat, and I had been like sitting with it for so long that like I no longer could really hear it. I didn't really hear it sound like, and then I took it and I played it for somebody, and I heard it the same way he was hearing it suddenly the first time, and it was awful. It was I was like, how, but I just listened. It wasn't like that before, I swear. And no, it was actually like that. And so I had to, but like that moment actually changed like it actually made me so mad, not just myself, because my friend, he totally like trashed me on it too. And he was like, dude, this is bullshit. I'm sorry. This is a garbage ass beat. And he said like and he told me like the reasons why. He was like, first of all, you like, what's all this stuff doing here, like what just it doesn't have any coherency to it and stuff. And he gave me some actual things, and it made me really mad. And I went home and I made like my first really good beat like in like an hour, as opposed to I spent like 24 hours like poring over this piece of garbage, and then like I managed to crank out like my still I think my favorite beats I ever did, like in like
I can offer that, by the
50
way, if
minutes.
anybody needs somebody to really piss them off to motivate them.
That's a good service. That's a good service.
Look me up.
Get under your skin and really
I'm being
motivate
serious.
you
I'll do it.
motivate you to prove them wrong. You know. That's I left that my friend's house that day. I was like, oh, like fuck this. I'm gonna. Like, I was like the whole time like I wasn't driving. Lindsay was driving. And I was the whole time I was sitting there with the passenger seat, just being like, fuck this. You know. I mean, the beat I made was actually the first beat I made that I think was actually decent. It's on my SoundCloud. It's the one called it's one that's got like the marching band on the icon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's too
Yeah, I like
long.
your
Like the
beats.
beat
I
that's on
think
there. I made
yeah, they sound different. They sound kind of I like the kind of technical aspect to it, the way that it's kind of cyber in a way, you know, right? There's like a cyberpunk aspect to it. So I really like that. It really goes with, you know, the kind of themes I like. So yeah,
yes, man.
I mean, I don't know if you were thinking of that when you made them, but yeah, there's a dark cyber aspect to the beats that I haven't seen that kind of aesthetic around, which it kind of flows with a lot of the things or I talk about, you know, or I write about, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no, I've written my fair share of stuff about like that too. So I
Yeah,
understand what
like
you
I've
mean.
seen like for from my perspective, like I've heard hip hop beats that are ugly, you know, and like gritty, and they don't really sound good, but like it still makes a good song just because of the like the rappers and the
Beats
way they
breaking out.
do stuff. Yeah, so I don't think hip hop beats are necessarily meant to sound good, you know. So there's also that aspect to it, you know, especially underground beats. You know, there's this kind of thing where you know you could kind of you know there's a style that you know that's kind of ugly, and I like that. I like to explore that sort of choppy, ugly, you
Yeah,
know, slimy kind of
like Death
weird.
Grips kind of shit.
Yeah, like weird style that yeah, yeah, I mean, if you hear the Death Grips, I mean, the guy sounds like a complete crackhead. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
know.
It's like what
It's
he
like
looks like a crackhead. It's like what
and
is
yet
this?
it's
Yeah.
amazing though. You know, and
Yeah.
the beats are all like filthy sounding. They all sound like they all sound like over distorted and like just like they sound like they're it's like there's a purposefulness to it, you know. It's like there you can tell it like it doesn't sound like that on accident. It sounds like that because they meant for it to sound like that, and that's what makes it kind of cool. It's like
Well, in this
Yeah.
day and age, you just kind of have to assume that because we have the technology to make anything as clean as we want it to be.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a song like or a group called the Grave Diggers. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them.
yeah. I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're one of like the first horrorcore groups, and their sound is very interesting. One of the founders of them is Prince Paul. He's a very legendary hip hop DJ who was one of the founding members of the group De La Soul. You know,
Right? Yeah.
so yeah, so Prince Paul's other underground project called Grave Diggers. Not too many people know about it, but yeah, there's people like you know, Canadians and people in the north, you know, like Midwest and shit that kind of make comparable music, like horrorcore music. You know, that kind of sounds like the Grave Diggers, like that ugly, gritty sound. You know, that's also kind of silly, and you know, it kind of makes light of horror and death and stuff. So yeah, so I like that shit.
I was there at the beginning, believe it or not. Blondie and was the Curse Blow rappers with Sugar Hill Gang. And those beats were sick. They were about as sick as they came in that day. And I was around for Run DMC too. Again, also sick beats.
Yeah, obviously Daniel Price, no sophistication with the art or culture, total cultural ineptitude, you know, total boorish, you know, commentary, you know, from a fucking intellectual stooge. You know, I mean, can you believe this guy? I mean, dude, like, like, can you comment on anything that you fucking know? You literally present yourself as a blithering idiot with no sense of culture or ideology at all. Like what do you consider golden age rap, Daniel Price? Go ahead and type it out instead of like saying the great like are you gonna argue that the grave diggers suck? Prince Paul sucks? Is that what you're trying to say? Like maybe you're a retard. Like maybe you just don't have any sense of culture. What do you consider golden age rap before you tattle off your nonsense? Right. See, this guy's got literally nothing. So you literally have nothing, dude. So you admit it. You're a fucking buffoon. You admit it. Oh man, that's sad.
I really can't tell who won.
Daniel Price took his tail between his legs
think it was
and just
a draw.
walked away like a stupid bitch.
Yeah,
Tucked his tail
don't.
between his legs.
I partly, Frank. I think Daniel can take it. I've seen him in here enough where I don't feel like I have to step in and protect him. But yeah, don't go too hard on my guests. Oh wait, hang on. I might have
Ooh,
to
watch
retract
your goddamn mouth.
that. Okay, no,
Oh my
that's
God.
it. Y'all go at it.
Oh, this
let me
guy,
sit here with my-
this guy's balling. This guy's balling hard.
the gloves
Step
is
up,
off.
step up on panel and let me hear what your little bitch voice sounds like. You little, you little, you little squirmy little man. You're a caterpillar. You're a fucking caterpillar of a man, Daniel Price. Do you understand, dude? Like, do you understand? Right. Grow a set, Spanky, and tell me anything you know about Golden Age rap or anything you've produced in terms of art. You literally have nothing. So you're internet chatter with zero dick, zero balls. You're smooth down there. It's what's happened. Right. Shut your goddamn mouth. No, I'll say whatever the fuck I want, buddy. Right. And I'll say Daniel Price is a gay boy.
Well, nothing wrong with that. In fact,
Yeah, I guess not. If that's how he wants to be, that's how he wants to be.
Frank, I thought you were getting food and beer or whatever so we could make it through this punishment that I'm being subjected to for the good of the stream.
Well, it's really me that's being subjected.
He
to
tells me
punishment
it's going to be content, and if I watch this movie, I'll have this hot topic for us to talk about. So, yeah, I think I might like him a little better too. Not that I dislike him. I very much enjoy. You know, he just like anybody. No one's going to be 100%. I enjoy 90-something% of him, and I can take the parts that I don't. Oh, you got dumped. Well, welcome back. It might have dumped you back into the dump.
As a digression, we were having a conversation on a different panel this morning with the Google and asking Google different things, and Google actually admitted that Google tries to tell the truth. I thought it was pertinent to the
Google tries.
Talking on the machine. Yeah, talking on.
Was that on OTW News? I saw you guys talking to the Alexa robot. That was interesting.
Yeah, we got it to admit. I can't remember the sequence of questions we asked, but in the end, it admitted that it tries to tell the truth. So I thought of you when it
But
said
how
that.
do you know
It's like
that
talking
that's
on the
telling
machine
truth?
that on the machine that lies about the machine that lies, or
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like
the
how
machine
can
tries. Though.
yeah, how's it voice activated and it's not hearing everything you say? I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing's hearing you at all times. It's recording all time.
I want that.
Yeah, I agree. I find this little devices.
Yeah, I mean that 1% chance where somebody like sneaks through your window like the Richard Ramirez type, then they'll hear everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So it's a safety blanket, I guess.
Sounds good, Frank. That sounds like a plan. I'll wrap this up eventually and join you in some of that, not all of it. Oh, speaking of sandwich, I will be right back.
All right. Yeah, I find this little black mirror, this little robot, tends to help me more than harm me, saves me time. I don't use the voice activation, but it is listening. They are they have these input output functions for a reason. Long ago, before I ever had a smartphone, I ran around the world like I was like a one woman improv show. And when I had a good set in front of strangers where we're all laughing, I'd always look up at the sky and say, "Konnichiwa, Techie Town," because I just like to pretend that I was being watched because I was so funny.
Yeah, yeah, we were talking about this last night, but it's like the problem of technology, it doesn't actually just boil down to individual use, because sure you can use a hammer to put in a nail, you can use a musical instrument, you could use a bow and arrow, you could use a pen, and these technologies, if you want to call them, they move at the speed and pace of human movement, right? But a factory or a city, right, or something that connects people globally, such as the internet or these global systems, they don't move at the speed and pace of human movement. They're interconnected, and their interconnection basically spells reliability on these medians to accomplish basic human tasks. And then on the other end, you can't control innovation, right? So you can't control the speed and pace of technological innovation. So in that way, it's not just about individual use,
I hear that.
Why would you want to control innovation?
Well, it's really an oxymoronic statement, is it not? Controlling innovation, right?
That was a
I
question.
mean, the whole question is, can you?
Right, that's kind of my point. Like, I don't think of innovation as something that anybody would want to. I don't associate control with innovation at all. So I don't see the ability to control or not control innovation an issue. I don't even see it as related. I think innovation happens.
Control is a virtue in terms of technological use. I think everybody can agree with that. But in terms of innovation, yes, I agree. It inherently can't be controlled. Because like, how can you like stop somebody from, for example, being a genius? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right? You know what I mean, right? Like you can't really like put the kibosh on that sort of thing.
And society tries, believe me.
When I've heard you talk before about the idea that there's not really any completely original thought, because we build our and maybe I'm paraphrasing incorrectly, but basically we build ideas on frameworks of ideas that we've learned or been presented by other people, right? But what do you guys think about the idea of human capital when it can't be translated into like a marketable good? Because obviously, if we don't have access to the resources without a schwack of money to build something that is our idea, then that's patents and getting involved in bed with corporations and stuff is obviously sensible to bring something to market. But when it comes to ideas, even if there was a brand new idea, why would anyone want to keep it from someone else when it comes to philosophy, right? I just don't know how people get so butthurt about about the idea of human capital that way. Like, that's my idea, I said it first,
like intellectual property.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. That was the term I was looking for.
I think that construct and the copyright model that we is not very faithful to how art and creativity and ideas actually work, but it's the system we have to accommodate ourselves to for now.
What do you think, Machine Lies?
Well, I think there's a considerable I guess commodification of human experiences. I think producer and consumer are basically merged. There's no sense in which the objective and the subjective have basically been merged through technology. People think of the universe as mechanism. They think of the universe as a simulation. These are things that we create. So they're comparing, nature to our own creations. So I think we're completely mind fucked. Right? We can't talk about anything.
What's the mind fuck part of all that?
Well, it's an ontological sort of free for all, right?
I mean, the mechanistic view of the universe has been. Oh, hey, Juniper,
look who it is!
Has been around for a while, and so has the organic view. Wow, she looks cute even with the band-aid. Hey, Juniper. Yeah. Juniper, she looks confused. It's us. You remember us? Oh, you're on mute, Chris.
She just woke up.
Oh. Hey, Juniper. She ran to the YouTube.
Not awake yet. Hey, look! Look!
Oh, you remember?
Where's the
Muppet?
mustache? That's crazy. Yeah.
The Muppet.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Oh.
She's like, I just woke up from
Did you do something? Something?
Yeah, he's shaved his face.
You did so. Yeah, that's what happened. Machine got a new
Don't take your sunglasses off. You'll show everyone how pretty you are. The machine lies, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. You really are a very beautiful man. And you were hiding behind.
Bless you.
Juniper.
You wear the scruffy look for a reason, eh? Or you'd be beating people off. That sounds wrong. I mean, you'd be beating them away from yourself. I'm sorry. People are going to clip that stuff.
Yeah, I'm hard. Yeah, I'm like pretty. Yeah, I don't like compliments and stuff, and I don't like the attention. For sure. I like to stay away from that. If I go to a public gathering and stuff, and there's a lot of females talking to me, I actually don't like that sort of thing because I'm a Muslim, and I like to maintain my humility and also not try to solicit the opposite sex, other than for marriage, and that sort of thing. So so I actually stay away from women really. I don't have like friends that are girls and stuff like that. I don't even do that.
Yeah, it's easier. I think it is easier when you're immersed in a culture that is of people of the same faith acting in good faith too, right? Because those kinds of, in the Western world, most people give compliments for their own accolades, right? They want to hear that thank you, or they want to get something from it. I've learned people compliment me and I say, oh, I know. Right. I know, then you look cocky, but you get those people that get angry because they wanted a thank you. They wanted something from it, when, in fact, I think what I would understand being in a culture of all Muslim people, especially if someone did say something like that, which would be a little bit out of the ordinary, most people would understand that your looks are a gift from God. Right. So it really has nothing to do with you. It's thanks be to him. Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't take all the credit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I never try to.
I like that, Auntie. That should be a t-shirt too.
So I can promise, even in this pixelated space, it was just nice to see you. I wasn't hitting on you.
No worries.
I think, would someone take it that way? Because they say women, like, you can't even compliment women in the workworkplace now because it's.
Well, you should have seen last night with Annapurna, my panel was getting creepy towards her. she was like, I want to leave the panel.
Oh, from I know her from Crucible, I think, if it's the same person. She was on your panel?
No, it's a different person. Yeah, it's a different
person.
Yeah, Annapurna is the Indian girl that I know. Yeah.
Yes, and she's
I think I saw her one time.
Yeah, she's actually, ever since she was on my very first panel. I'd met her before that as well,
really?
But she was on my very first panel talking about she and another woman were just talking about different experiences with content creators that had that they had beefs with, for lack of a better way of putting it. I think they were quite different.
we know that. We know.
Yeah.
We interestingly know some of the same people in that way. So
Yeah, but I
so
know
it's
that Anna.
interesting
Yeah, she
the same
very
type of
quickly.
people.
Yeah, she very quickly was in those circles, very much objectified. And Annapurna is a very beautiful woman, easy on the eyes, as people would say, but she's so much more than that. She really is a very learned woman and very thoughtful and way more. Yeah, there's way more depth to her than any of the experiences or any of the things you'd hear on YouTube or the objectification of her. Yeah.
Right. I consider her education to be a great hallmark of my own heritage, as a person from Pakistan and India, from the Indian subcontinent. So, yeah, I consider her a timeless treasure in terms of the information that she holds. And yeah, she'll be presenting on the show, as we've seen. But yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I was happy to find her. I don't know how I'm not sure. I think I am sub to her on my main page, but it was down for a while. And so sometimes you forget about these people when they haven't been posting for a while. She's been putting out some really long live stream, very informative live streams without panels. It's been nice to see.
Yeah, I consider her stuff, not Chiquita's stuff, my friend Pill Eater and Traditional Culture Preservation Society and some of the other people. Yeah, some of those people I have on show, there are not like basically anything to fuck with in terms of, their intellectual game. So I'm happy to have their correspondence at this time on the channel because, I like to, at this time I'm exploring having the types of discussions that I like to have. So,
my sound stopped for some reason. I can't hear anything. I'm gonna have to I'm going to go out and come back in.
Well, we're probably gonna wrap it up anyway because I think they're gonna restart Baby Reindeer from the beginning because there's some other people that want to see
perfect.
it. So if you want in on it, Bexx, I think they're about to. And then I'll come in on episode 3, which is where I am.
There we go.
Excellent. Well, I shall hop off then. Machine Lies, very nice to see you as always. Chris as well. Jeff, of course, and everyone in chat. I look forward to the next time we meet again. Much love to y'all. Talk to you soon.
Definitely tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. And thank you to everyone here. And blessings to Jeff and to Chris. Thank you for being a friend to me. And also to Daniel Price, thank you so much, brother. Man, I appreciate your criticism. And I like your playlist. You have a good day, my friend. I didn't mean to get under your skin there. Hopefully, I didn't. And just all in good fun. But yeah, Daniel Price, man. No hard feelings, brother. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, thanks, Machine. Good to see you as always. This exactly.
And make sure, Machine, make sure you hit me up on Discord and like so I can go over some of the stuff with you. So
if anybody needs the invite to the Discord and you're on Discord, my Discord name is Gen X Jeff. If not, you can email me at that Twitter handle under my name. That's also my Gmail address. So you can Gmail me there for an invite as well. Or just give me your Discord name and I can send you one. All right. Well, anything else from you? Do you know if you're staying there another day? Oh, you're on mute.
He keeps muting me for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe because you dropped off and came back on. Maybe it defaulted.
Yeah, but it's done like 5 times now. It's auto muting me. I'm not sure why.
That's weird. I haven't.
It's I don't know if we're going tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. I mean, it's 9 or tomorrow morning. I don't know which one, but we're going out sometime. I don't know. I'm gonna go take the car out and drive it a little bit and make sure that warning light doesn't come back on before I just take off down the road because it's a little weird that I couldn't get to go up all day and all night last night, and then suddenly it sets for like a couple of extra hours, and then suddenly it works. It's the other way, so I don't know. I didn't even disconnect the battery or anything from it, so I don't know what actually causes start working. But anyway, I'm gonna go check on that, and you guys have fun with the baby reindeer thing. I'll catch up with that show so I can discuss it with you guys. Okay. I'll just download it at the house and watch it there. So
okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Well, that's it for today. We're all headed to the Discord to watch this to watch this new Netflix series, and join us there for the fun and misery. Otherwise, I'll either see you this evening or tomorrow, same time. Oh yeah, Auntie, I do have you on Twitter. If anybody else wants to follow me on Twitter, feel free. We're thinking about creating a Twitter group, DM or message or something to stay in touch outside of the stream for those that are not on Discord. So, okay, we'll be back at least tomorrow. See you all then. Thanks for hanging out today. It was fun for me, believe it or not, despite all of it looks like there's a lot of tension and conflict today, but it looks like you also worked it all out, so that's good. Okay, see you next time. Oh, hang on. All right, there. Okay, see you next time. Take care.